I wanted to show you something and discuss very shortly the problem, the subject of how the animals, including the pet animals, house animals, are still treated in China. So we are in the supermarket and this is like a shop with cats. People can come here and buy cats. And these are like a pure breed cats, so they cost some money. And what I find particularly interesting, they are first of all small cats. They are kept in isolation, which by itself is quite terrible to keep small animals for a longer period of time in isolation. But also, if you take a look here, small cats have nothing to do. They have bed, they have cuvette, they have a lot of food and water and good temperature, but doesn't make their life good really. There is a price for every cat, 3,000, but if I understand correctly, there's a price for rent. You can rent a cat for 1 month and there's a price for this. Now this is a pure cruelty to take an animal, a house animal, for a limited period of time, get it used to a new place and a new family, and they give it back. I cannot really understand the idea for this. And here comes, as I observe it, here comes the problem with how Chinese people still treat the living creatures like the animals. They use it. It serves some purpose, some role. They don't really consider them to be like a simple animals compared to humans, but still capable of having a simple basic emotions. They just use them for own appeasement, for own pleasure. It's quite cruel, I think. Although it's the same with the dogs. And I saw people keeping the cats in the cages outside of apartment because I don't know what, they smell bad. They are annoying. They want to have a cat, but it's too troublesome to make it walk or run in the house. So just put them in the cage, put it outside of the doors, and keep it there. And the poor cats are lonely for a whole day, closed in the cage. And as far as the cats can be quite independent animals, doesn't mean that they want to be closed or isolated from the humans. It only means that they choose how they interact with humans. So I came from Europe and from a country and also a house where it's normal to keep house animals. And it's not so important to have a purebred animals, cats or dogs. It exists. People find it attractive. People like to see nice animals. But I would say that majority of people take an animal either from the neighbors, the friends, or from the shelter. I don't even know if in China there are shelters for the homeless animals. I certainly saw like half stray cats. Dogs, not so much. More and more people have animals. I can see more and more people walking dogs in the parks, on the streets. There are bad sides of this because people don't clean after dogs. I don't think that there's any awareness. I think people think it's normal that the dog just poop around and they just leave it. In the city, people also have cats. Quite many people, I would say. When I first came to China a few years ago, I was even surprised how common it is to see that there are cats and dogs. But still, the more you observe, then you can see that it is kind of beginning of the process of domesticating the Chinese people by the pets. And people still have a lot to learn. And like example like here, I think it's kind of shows how heartless people can be. So anyhow, this is what I want to show you, a small interesting part of China. See you next time.